I could just put myself in Kim's shoes. Unfortunately, as much as men don't like to hear this, but it boils down to who has custodial, parenting, guardianship over these children. And if these children are living with Kim, then she is the custodial parent. Harvard, Brown, and the University of California found that 75% are more likely to divorce if you have friends that have been divorced.
Hanging out with all these people in failed relationships, then you're going to definitely, it's going to kind of transfer into your relationship.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Naisha on the set with 8 at the table. And today we got some little bit of a switch up. Normally we talk about love, sex, relationships, and dating. You already know that. But today we're going to be talking about a couple that is going viral at the moment. A lot of people have been talking about them, Kanye West and Kim Kardashian. So it's a little switch up, but it still falls under the relationship category, okay? I have my guest here, Joy Daly. Welcome, baby. I know you were just here.
Thank you so much.
Just talking your goodness.
Yes, I'm so happy to be here. And this is definitely my genre, discussing celebrity relationships.
Yes.
So.
I actually was happy to sit down with you because I know you were recently on TMZ and you were actually talking a little bit about Kanye's girl that he's dealing with now.
Saying what she said about Kanye West. Now, I do believe that Julia Fox is a great girl. She has a banging body. Her face card's kind of weak. But I believe that her saying all this great stuff about Kanye being such a wonderful person and never harming a fly is her attempt.
Oh, correct.
Well, actually, I was talking about Kanye's ex, Julia Fox, right? And I was telling the world how, she got a banging body, but her face card is weak. And basically, I was saying that she really wants Kanye West back. Like, the way that she speaks about Kanye is very obvious. She still has a thing for him, so...
Now, how long were they together for?
They were not together for very long, and there were a lot of stories in the media talking about how they were in an open relationship, how she's into like orgies and all kind of weird stuff. So their little thing, it seemed more of a fling than an actual relationship because it literally lasted for just a couple of months.
Now, before we jump really into that, I always been a fan of TMZ. Shout out to TMZ.
Yeah, shout out to TMZ.
But how does that work? Do they just like run up to you and be like, da-da-da-da? Or like...
That is exactly how TMZ works.
I literally like envision it in my head, like them just like sneaking behind a van and just like running up to you, questioning
TMZ
you. Like,
is like, they're very random. They're catching these celebrities at the most like random moments. A lot of times they at the airport or they at the grocery store, and they are literally running up on them with the camera, asking them questions.
Goodness.
They don't say, "Oh, we're filming for TMZ." No, they're just like, "Hey," and a lot of times celebrities respond. Everybody respects TMZ, so.
Yeah. No, I've definitely been watching TMZ since I was like a teenager, so it's been a while. So back to Kanye and this girl, right? So yeah, she has the body, but she doesn't have the face card. Now, how important is that really? Like, to have the body and the face?
It's extremely important, especially to a man of Kanye West's status. Like, everything has to be in order, and it is important to have the banging body, of course, but your face has to be on point at all times as well. Yeah. And sometimes, I do think that women who don't have such an excellent face do tend to work more on their bodies, and I get it because it's like whatever you got to do to get that man, to keep that man's attention. But in the case of this Julia Fox, yes, her face was just like, she's the type of woman that, looks like a completely different person without makeup, which is a problem.
I think, and then also, I had, if you guys are a fan of 8 at the Table, you are watching every single episode of ours, so you know the topics and conversation we're having. But I did recently have a conversation with Rico in regards to a love facts background, seeing who your exes were previously when dating somebody. And you see, for Kanye, his ex is Kim Kardashian. Let's be serious.
Yo, that is such hard competition.
If you are trying to date Kanye, you got to know that's his wife, realistically.
Yeah.
Like, because they haven't gotten a divorce yet.
They're in the process.
Divorce, so.
They are divorced enough for Kim Kardashian to drop Kanye West's last name. So she's now just Kim Kardashian, not Kim Kardashian West. But yeah, like Kim Kardashian is such the ultimate competition.
Yeah.
And the woman that he's dating now looks exactly like Kim Kardashian.
I saw that on Instagram, actually, like a meme that was going around saying that she was like her lookalike.
Yeah, she is her lookalike. But
I wonder if she's really her lookalike, or if she's like putting on this persona.
No, I think this woman just happens to look like Kim Kardashian.
Yeah. But why is Kanye going after her?
That's his type.
That's the question.
That's his type.
Because he low-key really is obsessed with Kim,
and not only that, he's clearly not over her.
He's not.
He is not over her.
He's not.
And that is now his type. And this woman, this current woman he's dating, it looks like Kim Kardashian, she's also very extremely educated. People don't realize it about her.
Okay.
She is, she has like degrees. She's a very well-educated woman. This is not just some dumb, random, no.
AKA,
he got himself,
this is actually
and
not
just
Kim Kardashian.
No, Kim Kardashian is going in law school.
I love her. She's
about
great.
to take her bar exam. Like, she's beautiful and she's smart.
She is.
Anybody that can make that much money
is smart
as shit.
Is smart.
So nobody needs to discredit Kim Kardashian.
1,000%.
She is extremely a great mom. And Kanye West clearly has a problem moving on, which is why he's gotten someone who looks exactly like her.
But let's be serious. Is that even healthy? Like, I just feel like I'm trying to put myself in that position, right? If I was Kanye, and you know, I've been in this relationship, I'm clearly not over this woman. We don't know if I feel like she's more over him than he's
she's completely over him.
I think
she's completely over him.
I still think she has a little tiny, but I think, you know, because I feel like it's not that simple to just go like this.
Especially when you got all them kids with the person.
It's not. It's really not that simple. Especially if Kanye, you know, I know she was with Kanye and helping him throughout all his mental things that he was dealing with. When you're a woman and your man is going through mental things, as much as you're saying, I'm done with this relationship, naturally, that's still the father of your kids, and you still care about him to some extent. Because whatever happens to him is going to affect your children.
Absolutely.
So, you know, I can't sit here and say she's completely over him. I do believe that she has somewhat of a feeling like, oh, I care for him. I want him to do good. I want him to be healthy. But she is trying to move on with her life.
Absolutely.
But for him, I don't think it's healthy dating somebody that looks exactly like her. I don't think that is a healthy move.
But what about having a type? Like, think about the men that you might have dated. I know for a fact the men that I date, I tend to like dudes that are like super buff. That's my type. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, Kanye West might just have a type. He likes dark hair, girls with nice fat butts and that are Armenian look. That's his type. So
Kanye,
can we really knock him for that?
Kanye, don't slide in my DMs. All right?
You do got that Kim Kardashian look, girl.
Happening.
You do. But the other thing about that whole situation that to me is just so messy that I think really needs to stop is Kanye West has to stop communicating with Kim about all these situations that they're going through social media.
Yeah.
You need to hit
I agree
Kim
with that.
up personally, directly, like going on Twitter and going on Instagram and sharing all your issues that you're having with your divorce with the world is too much. It's making it messy.
Yeah.
And it's also making you look crazy. Kanye. It's making you look crazy to the world. It's making you look crazy to Kim. You know what I'm saying? She had his Instagram shut down.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's back up or not, but for a second it was shut down because he was literally sending her messages saying, you know, it's not fair. You won't let me pick up the kids and all these like very personal things. He's putting it on social media for the entire world to see.
No, yeah.
Inappropriate.
I definitely don't agree with that. But at the same time, just because I'm a parent, you know, and us as looking on the outside, we don't really know exactly what details lie within, and exactly if he did try to reach out to her.
I'm sure he did.
And she's just not
ignoring
answering
him. So it's like,
you know,
I gotta do this.
I do think that is his way of getting everybody else involved so that it can get it done. You know, because sometimes people are over dramatic like that. Like, oh, well, you're not going to listen? Well, I'm going to get everybody involved to make sure that you listen because that you're causing a scene now. Oh, now you're going to look because you're causing a scene, because I'm causing a scene. You know, so unfortunately, it could be something like that. I still kind of don't agree with it because, you know, if your baby mom's not answering you, you're going to have to eat that. Yeah. You're going to have to eat it, and you're going to have to go to court, and you're going to have to do it the right way when it comes to seeing your kids. And I know a lot of people don't like to do that. So it's rough.
It's so rough.
I'm not going to lie. Because I'm not a celebrity, and I feel like if I was in that situation, it would be rough. So imagine a celebrity, like a known celebrity. That's why he goes directly to social media, because he knows everybody's going to repost it. He knows she's going to get that call.
She's going to be forced to pay attention.
Yo, your baby father's wilding out on social media.
Yeah. And that's what's happening. That's what's happening. So, he went on some rant recently talking about, you know, white people raising black kids, and he just made it a whole thing. But I do think that he's doing too much, and I do think that he needs to make everything that they're going through just a bit more personal and less sharing it with the world. And it's obvious that his whole thing with Kim is about the children.
Yeah.
And I know how it is. You have a child with somebody, you have all those children with somebody. Like, you can't just walk away and do nothing. No, he wants to be involved.
He does. He wants to be involved. He wants to be heavily involved.
So what do you think about, you know, his accusations that Kim is not allowing him to see his children the way he would like to? She's not allowing their children to go to his Sunday services that he normally has. She's changing up plans at the last minute in regards to the children. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, being that I'm a mother of 2 girls myself, and I could just put myself in Kim's shoes. Unfortunately, as much as men don't like to hear this, or fathers don't like to hear this, but it boils down to who has custodial, you know, parenting, guardianship over these children. And if these children are living with Kim, then she is the custodial parent. And in the end of the day, it's almost like, I'm not going to say what she says goes, but because obviously you can't say, well, you can't see the kids at all, because that's wrong. But at the same time, it's almost like the ball's in her hand. You know, like she kind of is running the show for the most part. As a woman, if I was in her situation, I would definitely try my best to make it fair where Kanye is allowed to see his kids, because those kids need their dad too. You know, but at the same time, I'm sure she has dealt with so much because he has gone through so much mentally. That who's to say if she's thinking like, is he even fit to be around my kids? You know, so I definitely question that. And, you know, I wonder why she's acting this way, why she's making it so difficult for him. There must be a reason, because women just don't, I don't see her just doing that for no reason, you know? So there has to be a reason. And being that there's a reason, we're going to have to say that she might be doing the right thing. I don't know. I'm a mom, so I'm gonna just say, okay, Kim, you know what you're doing.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, how would you react to someone putting all your personal relationship business on social media?
I wouldn't like it, but at the same time, you know what you're getting yourself into. Like, she knew who Kanye was and the type of man that he was. And he's always been that way. So what makes you think he's not going to be that way now, just because you guys are going through something and you're dealing with issues he's not going to talk about it on social media? He's always been that way. He's always been a very verbal person that goes to social media. So it's like, know what you get yourself into. Unfortunately, that is the man that you chose to have kids with. So this is what it comes with.
Now, do you think that it's a sign of how much Kim has moved on, the fact that she got with someone the complete opposite of Kanye, whereas he's still stuck on someone that looks exactly like her lookalike? She done went and got herself a white, blonde-haired.
And it's funny because I feel like that right there, what you just said, I was just about to bring up, that's typical girl stuff. Like, I feel like she is so tired of what Kanye brings that she's going for the complete opposite. And that's a typical girl move. Mm-hmm. We get tired of one thing and then we're like, what's next? And what is the opposite of what we had for so many years?
And then at what
Because he's a little bit odd.
He's completely...
He's definitely... I questioned that when I saw that she was with him. I was like, wow. But she must be bored.
You think she's bored?
I think she's bored. That's why she's with Pete.
Well, he has gone and gotten her name tattooed on his chest.
Baby, I got 4 men with my name tattooed. That don't mean nothing.
For real? Girl.
That don't mean nothing.
Wow. To me, that's...
I'm going to tell you right now.
Hold on.
That don't mean nothing.
How the hell? Tell me the secret. How do you get a man to tattoo your name on them? 4 of them, because I've never had this experience.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know how I did it, but they did it.
And how many times have you been proposed to?
3.
Were they real proposals with rings, or were they just words?
No, real proposals with rings.
And what did you say?
No.
To every last one of them?
Yeah.
Wow. And you're single now?
No, I'm in a relationship. I've been with him for 2.5 years.
Has he proposed yet?
He has not.
So,
but we're talking about it, okay?
Okay, so... I'm very fascinated by this. What was wrong with those 4 guys?
No, it was 3. It was 3.
I'm sorry, 3 guys.
It's okay. No, it's so funny because one of our other cast members, Rico, was just talking about that, saying like, "What is it gonna take for you to say yes?" It's just a me thing, you know. I just felt like it wasn't really them; it was me. You know?
Was the chemistry just not there, or?
No, the chemistry was there because I was with them at that time. But, you know, if you're going to be with somebody for the rest of your life, I don't want to be like Kim and Kanye. You know, I don't want to get married and get divorced.
That's so interesting.
So I'm very, like, stern on that. If I'm going to say yes to a man, it's because I'm going to be like, this is really going to be my life. So I'm 32. I'm not there yet.
Yeah. I personally don't mind getting married and divorced. That's fine with me.
No.
I don't mind doing it and attempting it and it failed. Fine, whatever. As long as I can say, you know what, I tried that. It didn't work for me. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to look at marriage like a forever thing. I think I'm going to look at it like, hopefully this works out. And if it doesn't, I don't think I'm going to care.
And speaking about marriage, it's crazy because, you know, me and my boyfriend, since I said we were just talking about it recently, it's like, look at Kim and Kanye, right? It's almost like sometimes when you are of high stature, which, you know, I'm on my way up, guys. I'm not a millionaire yet, but I'm going to get there. When you are of high stature, it's always a business, but it's even more of a business when you are of high stature. You know?
With the marriage concept?
Because let's say I have 5 cents to my name, you have 5 cents to your name, we get married, we don't have nothing really to offer each other but our love, like legit, like just our love for each other. If you and I get divorced, I don't have nothing to give you, you don't have nothing to give me, we don't have nothing. But if you're a celebrity or someone of high stature, like a millionaire that has businesses that nobody knows, but you are of high stature, you know, marriage is a business.
It is.
It's a business.
You literally have to sign a contract with the government.
It's a business.
It is 100% a business.
It's a business.
And that's why you see people divorcing and, you know, like Mary J. Blige got to pay her money. All this money to a man. My thing, she never had a child. So instead of her investing that money into a child, she got to invest the money into a man that she married, which makes absolutely no sense.
Insane. When I saw that, I was stressing because I'm like, damn, it's like you see men sit here and have this fear like, oh, the woman's going to take everything from us. But that could be anybody. Look at what Mary J.
It's all about
like, she's a woman and she got to pay money to her ex-husband.
And I just don't think it's fair. Like, I think prenups are important because I don't think it's fair when a woman and a man go into a relationship, the woman has nothing, the man has everything, and then the woman takes everything. Look at what happened with Dr. Dre. But that woman took so much of his money. And, I mean, I guess she could be like, well, I helped him build. How exactly did you help him build? Were you in the studio making the beats with Dr. Dre?
The only thing I could say about that is that I feel like with situations like that, it's a little bit sensitive. She didn't help him make the beats, but at the same time, I just try to put myself in that woman's shoes because I'm a woman, and I just feel like you're still there for that man. When he is out doing all this and making beats and in the nightlife and the entertainment industry is no joke. The entertainment industry is for the strong.
Yeah.
Because guess what? That shit will mess up your soul.
Not
like,
that
serious.
Yeah,
like,
you're
it
gonna
really
be
will.
dealing with women him cheating and all that
Just
stuff.
a lot
forever.
of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure she still stayed by his side and she was there for him mentally. Like, to be there mentally for a man is a lot, especially in the entertainment industry. So she kind of deserves that. She went.
Did she really
I don't know.
earn that
she
for the
got
rest
that,
of her
bro.
life?
She got that. I don't know. She got that. I know she went through shit.
I personally think that when you go into a marriage, the woman and the man should get whatever they came into their marriage with. I don't think it's right when a woman's like, well, I was married to you for this number of years, so give me half of what you earned. But you didn't earn it. I mean, like you say, you're being supportive and all those things, but it's not the same as actually doing that physical work.
No, of course.
To make that money.
It's never the same. But it is something. It is something, especially when kids come into play, especially when you're the one taking care of the home. Like, that is still something. That is still work.
So when you get married, are you going to do a prenup?
I don't mind signing one. I did tell that to my boyfriend now. I definitely don't mind signing one because if you look into prenup, if you look into what it actually means, it just means that you can't take anything that he had before you. Simple as that. I don't want none of that stuff. I don't want nothing he had before me. Now, if I come in and I help him and I build with him and now we have businesses together and now I'm doing things with you, that's mine.
But there's different prenups too. Some prenup says I get nothing as long as
No. See, I wouldn't sign that.
As long as you don't cheat. Like,
yeah, they
sign
have
a prenup, right? You get nothing. If he cheats, you get half.
Wow, that is
all right,
intense.
so there is a lot of information on prenups that maybe I don't even know because we just.
No,
but I mean, hey, I'm definitely not like no gold digger. I'm not out here to break. Even though I do break hearts, I'm not trying to break hearts. So I'm not out here trying to take what I don't deserve.
Right, and honestly, I don't feel like anyone should be paid for being in a relationship. Like in the case of Mary J. Blige's husband. Why should she pay him for being married to her? Why should she have to pay him for the rest of her life because he was married to her for a couple of years? Yeah. That makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah, it's definitely a sensitive situation. I feel like it would be different if he had the kids, but
exactly. But there was no kids, so that's where she kind of messed up.
I feel like Mary hit it the hard way. Yeah. I'm sorry, Mary. You a real MVP, all right?
Definitely.
I wouldn't want, and it sucks because when that happened, when that hit the blogs, me as a woman, I was thinking to myself, damn, like, shit, I'm over here trying to be a millionaire. I can't be with no regular guy because this is what's going to happen.
Nah.
That's why as a woman, like, I always strive, which I know it sounds horrible. Guys, in the comments, don't come after me right now. I always strive to be with a man who makes more than me.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Because I just feel like I'm a boss. I'm going to make sure I make bread all the time. But my man has to be above me. I always just want to have somebody that is a little bit above me. I don't want to be that breadwinner, have my man at home. I don't want to do all that. That's just not for me.
It has to do with also gender roles. Some of us are traditional.
Yeah.
Now, it is traditional for a man to be the breadwinner. A man should earn more than his woman.
Yeah.
And when it is the opposite type of situation, it's weird.
But it's nowadays it's happening.
It's happening all the time.
Like that's the newer way of things. That traditional vibe that you said, it's out the window. Like it's like gender roles don't exist anymore.
No, not in today's age, but for some of us,
some
of us, we still believe in that. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't be comfortable dated someone who made less money than me unless they were contributing like so much to my life. Like I say it all the time. Maybe I would marry a Jamaican guy that knows how to fix up everything. If they didn't have any money, if they knew how
he gotta come with some type of
skill level or
if
something.
If you're not gonna pay nothing, you gotta have a skill.
But I still think that even with a guy with skills, at the end of the day, you're gonna start feeling weird about the relationship. As a woman, if you're paying for everything all the time and you're paying all the bills, at some point it is gonna become weird because that is just not how gender roles work. Like men are supposed to provide, women are supposed to be presentable to look at and take care of the home. I mean, that's just what it is. And as much as people try to fight that and say that it's old school, it's backwards, at the end of the day, subconsciously, a lot of us have that, embedded into our minds, and that is what makes us most comfortable.
I agree with that. Mm-hmm. Subconsciously. It's like a lot of people tried to fight it, but...
Right, and maybe that's why Kim Kardashian and Kanye West broke up, because she making all that money, he making all that money, their gender roles were probably all messed up,
But you see, I mean, I get that, but I feel like no, because I'm such a strong female, and there's so much that I want to do as a person that I feel like why can't both of them make enough money together and why can't both be strong? Why can't both be head of household? It just doesn't work. You think there gotta be one?
I don't think
it didn't work that way.
Someone has to
bow down. Someone has to bow down.
Absolutely.
You know
Someone
what?
has to bow down to the other person.
You know what I realized? Maybe it's moments in time that someone bows down. Mm-hmm. Because I feel like that's how my relationship is now. I definitely sometimes wear the pants, but then sometimes he wears the pants, mm-hmm. Because I have a strong character as a woman. Mm-hmm. And I work and I'm independent and I don't want to be told what to do, So there has to be a balance, because there are women out there like this. There are women out there even worse than me, probably, that make a lot of money, that have businesses, that are oh, I could do anything a man can do, that independency that women carry some at this day and age. So those type of women, they have to be able to settle down too with a man.
Absolutely. But there are men, to me, I find that men that would prefer to completely take care of a woman, prefer a woman that does not work at all, that doesn't earn anything. Those type of men tend to be extremely controlling, and they want almost like a child. They want a woman child that they can control.
A woman child?
100%. Tell them what to do, what they can't do. And there are women out there that want that type of situation. But to me, I think that is also something that is also weird. Unhealthy. It's unhealthy. It's strange. Why would you want a man controlling every aspect of your life? Why would you want that?
I feel like I've experienced that, but in my younger years.
Exactly.
Now I can't accept that now.
Exactly. And once you start earning for yourself as a woman, you would never want to be with a man who only wants you to not work and wants to pay for everything and wants to control your life, because that's what it ultimately all boils down to me. Any man that's nah, I don't want you to work. They want to control you. Yeah. And any woman that doesn't want to work, you want to be controlled. You want to be a child for the rest of your life.
Yeah, that says a lot about you, because in life you have to work, unfortunately. Unfortunately, you have to work.
Well, there are women who do not work, whose men just take care of them. A lot of these athletes.
Yeah, but it's like you said, they control everything for the most part. So it's who wants to live like that? As much as you'll step into it thinking that that's a way of living, but eventually you're going to see it's not for you, and then you're going to end up getting cheated on, or you're cheating, and then there's a divorce, or there's something going on along the lines. That's not a life to live.
Absolutely. Agree with you on that.
What if the woman is home raising a family?
That's a job. If a woman is at home raising the family, that is an absolute job, especially if there are children involved. If there's a house that you have to take care of involved, people don't need to act like that's not working. It is absolutely like working. It's
No,
just
it
that,
is.
you're not in a corporate setting. But childcare is expensive. That's how you know it's a job. Do you know how much it costs to pay a babysitter to watch your kids?
Oh, I know. I got
It is
two.
the equivalent of paying rent.
Rents, exactly.
So that tells you that is a job that person could be getting paid for. So don't discredit women that stay at home and take care of their kids and take care of their house. That is an absolute career.
So can you naturally as a woman be too independent for marriage? Yeah, I feel like you can. I even be second guessing myself and self-doubting myself and stepping myself back. That's why I've said no to so many men before who have proposed to me. So it is a scary thing because I don't even think that's healthy either.
Yeah.
You can't be too driven, too much stuck into work, too much into trying to build, because I do believe that life is about finding the right partner and building a family and growing. I've always been that way. I feel like male and female are supposed to be together. If you look at all the animals in the world, like even animals besides us humans, male and female, they're together. So I feel like God created us like that. So I got to get it together, girl, because I might be too independent.
Right. Well, I absolutely agree that a woman can be too independent for marriage. And it's so crazy because I would say an excellent example of that. I was raised by an excellent example of that. My mother, she's always been extremely career driven.
Shout out to the mamas.
She's a physician with her own practice. And she has never been married to this day.
Oh, wow. God
Never.
bless her.
She was so successful in her career that she never found the time or never found the need to want to be married. And a lot of her friends that were married, they married because they were not as successful in their careers. And they, needed someone to share a life with, to start a life with, to buy a home with. She never needed anybody. So she never got anybody. So yeah, I do think that gender roles are extremely important. I think this is a situation that gender roles come into play, in that a lot of times men want a woman to take care of, in a sense. Like, I'm not saying don't do anything, don't have your own life, don't have your own career, but men don't want somebody that is so independent that they feel that like they're not needed.
They're not needed.
They're not.
Exactly.
You don't need
that
me
is,
because you can provide
that
everything
is it
for
right
yourself.
There.
Right. Men want to feel needed, not just wanted, but needed. And if you are too independent and you are taking care of your life so perfectly that you don't need them, then the man is going to feel like, well,
what am I doing here?
what am I doing here? Let me go with this person that needs me. So it is important as women. It's like, do your thing, have your money, have your career, but leave room for a man to feel like you need them.
So, now your mother, like, God bless your mom. God bless your mama. God bless you, mama. How old is she now, if you don't mind me asking?
She's in her 60s,
She's
but
in
she
her 60s.
looks like she's in her 40s.
So now being in her 60s, after working hard and being a successful mama and raising a beautiful, successful daughter, I'm sure she's proud. But do you feel like she's ever sat back and been like, damn, like, I wish I would have married, or I wish I would have had somebody, or, because I'm trying to think now, like, I'm sitting here saying, yeah, right now I don't need it. I'm okay. I'm not ready to say yes to a man that's on his knees right now. But I don't know how I'm going to feel when I'm 60. I might be like, damn, I want a husband. Like, I want somebody to come home to. Sometimes when you're working so hard towards something, you do want to go home to something too.
Exactly.
So. Yeah.
Well, in the case of my mother, I would say that she definitely has the desire to have someone to, talk to like go out with, things like that. Like, that type of companionship that you can't really get from a friend or your kids. Like, at some point, you do want that. And of course, she wants it. But at the same time, she's looking at her friends who were married, who are now all divorced or widowed. And both situations are terrible. when you're widowed, you're depressed, and all you can think about is, oh, you lost your love of your life. And when you're divorced, it's like, you know, that also is like a miserable situation. So sometimes she's grateful that she doesn't have to come home and cook dinner for some man that's harassing her to do stuff. And then at other times, like when she wants to say take a trip or do something romantic,
it's the companionship that she's missing.
Valentine's Day, whatever, it's like she has no one either. So it's like, I feel like it's like a double-edged sword for someone at that point in their life. But it's like, I believe that you can find love at any age.
And honestly, what you just said, that whole double-edged sword thing, I definitely agree with that. But it's the same way for people who are in a relationship, too. Because, you know, for people who are in a relationship, too, like, there's ups and downs to that relationship. You know, especially for independent women, you know? Like, there's going to be times where you're like, bro, I don't need to deal with this. But there's going to be times where you want it. So I feel like there's a double-edged sword to everything when it comes to love. You know,
Absolutely.
like literally, like this is life. This is what we were handed. You got to choose what you want to do with it. You know, like,
and it's like love can be just, you know, happiness and bliss, and love can be painful.
Girl, I got it tatted
miserable.
right here. Love can be pain. Like,
wow.
you know, like it's a hit or miss with it. But you know, like you just gotta go through it. You know, like you can definitely not just live life thinking, oh, I've seen so many marriages fail, or I've seen so many people go through a divorce. I've seen so many people go through this. I've seen so many people go through that. I really dislike when I have friends or family that say that, like, oh, I don't want to get married because I've seen so many divorces or so many failed marriages. Because I feel like everybody's their own person. You cannot sit here and say you're going to have a failed marriage just because all your friends had a failed marriage.
Right.
You know, it doesn't make any sense. You're already putting that negativity on yourself. So guess what? Now you are going to have a failed marriage because you're putting it into fruition. You know, like I'm a big believer in manifestation and energy. You know, if I'm going to sit here and say that I'm going to be with this person for life, I'm going to be with this person for life, and I'm going to make it something good. You know, at least that's me. So I actually just found out some information. There's a study that it just baffles me. Harvard, Brown, and the University of California found that 75% are more likely to divorce if you have friends that have been divorced. So that's a really high percentage.
Absolutely.
That's
Very
like
high.
saying if all my friends are dealing with a divorce, you're going to get divorced. Like that's so, it's kind of weird because that percentage is extremely high. Like that's more than 50%.
That's like
That just means that everybody's just
people.
getting divorced.
Yeah, if you have friends that are getting divorced, you're definitely getting divorced.
But that goes to show you what I was just saying. Like your energy is everything. Your mental is everything. If you're sitting here saying, I'm going to have a failed marriage because so-and-so and so have a failed marriage, well, guess what? You are likely to have that failed marriage too. You know, like I'm a big believer in that, in energy and manifestation. And if I see that all my friends are having horrible lives, things are going crazy left and right, I'm sorry, friends. We not going to hang out this week. We're not going to hang out this month. We're not going to hang out.
Right.
Because that's going to rub on me.
Absolutely.
And that is so crazy that they did that study. And that's really what it is.
And I'm a strong believer in birds of a feather
Flock together.
Absolutely. Like people's energy does rub off on you. And if you're hanging out with all these people in failed relationships, then you're going to definitely, it's going to kind of transfer into your relationship.
Because let's just say I'm dealing with an issue right now in my marriage and we're going through a divorce and you're my friend. Now I'm coming to you and I'm just venting to you. I'm just like, girl, this is going on. We're here, we're that. But I'm venting to you almost every day. Right? So now everything that I'm saying is lingering in the back of your mind.
Exactly.
And now you go home to your man and now you start fighting with your man over something similar.
Right.
Like, it's like a domino effect.
It really is. And if instead of getting divorced, if people were to say, I'm going to do marriage counseling.
Oh, my God.
I'm going to go to church.
And I'm
going
honestly-
to try to work this out.
Yeah, that's
but
important.
people, then maybe you would be more likely to say, well, let me just really try really hard to make sure that I can see if this can work or not before just jumping into divorce.
I've even heard of people going to counseling before they get married. Like almost like a pre-marriage counseling type of vibe. And I've had some people tell me like, oh, I don't believe in that because that's like kind of putting like negative energy on the relationship because it's going to counseling. But not necessarily. If you guys are okay and you're going to counseling just so that to do like a precaution type of thing, that is healthy.
Absolutely.
That is actually really healthy.
And I wonder about Kim and Kanye if they ever attempted to do any type of counseling before they got to this point.
But you know what? I think they did though. I think they did because I feel like he had a lot of mental stuff going on. So I'm sure he was doing a lot of counseling himself, like as an individual. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure there had to have been.
There had to have been, and they had to have reached like the breaking point for it to get to the point that they're at now. So, yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's what happens here at the table. Everybody has their ups and downs in a relationship. You know, we do know that there's a lot of failed divorces out there, but keep your head up. Go into the relationship with a positive mindset and stay away from those people who are having bad luck and negative energy around them because that's not going to help you. It's going to bring you down with them.
Absolutely.
Thank you for tuning in to 8 at the Table. We'll see you next week.